the podcast, guys. It's a really exciting one because it's all of us together. How are we all?
Oh, good, oh, good.
Good.
Peachy.
Cool.
Never happened before. We've never all been together on a podcast before. It's the first time.
Nice. First time.
Probably the last. You'll probably annoy someone, Joe.
Yeah. Probably.
This week's podcast is kind of coming off of your visit to PerformX. So we're going to kind of talk about all things to do with events within the fitness industry, what we take from them, and little bits and bobs like that. So let's start off with, what was PerformX, who went, and why did you go?
Me and you, fat man. Oh, you want me to do it?
What's this fat man? Who's fat man? Who's this fat man? It starts already. Who is this fat man?
Oh, mate, I've got no idea. Don't know. Probably abs. I don't know.
Hey, man.
And me and Dad went. It's just basically a massive trade event. So most of it, let's be clear, most of it's show, right? Most of it.
When you say that, what do you mean?
A lot of the stands aren't relevant for what we want.
Relevant for us. Yeah.
Not relevant. Yeah. I can only give it from my perspective. So most of the stands here look not relevant for us. It's like, how many have we been to now? 6, 7? Been to a lot. Been to a lot of trade events. And generally you find the same people turn up time and time again. PerformX is one that we'd never been to before. So it was, and actually, I'll be honest, we both said it, it's way better. Way, way, way better than Elevate or independent gyms or all of the ones that we've been to kind of previously, because there was some different stuff there. Some vending machine stuff that we thought was particularly cool. Gym 80 were there. They're a cool gym brand. They're a cool equipment brand that we really like the look of that we're speaking to. So yeah, it was a good event. We don't do the talks. There's a lot of talks and industry leaders doing their thing. We don't listen to any of that.
And there's things you can go and do as well, like classes and.
There's reformer Pilates classes and people jumping up and down and all of that sort of stuff. And
you can do like a mini high rocks.
Well, you can do 2 days there. So it's a 2-day event. You can do 2 days there. You can go to all the talks. You can do all the high rock stuff. You can do all the Pilates stuff. What do we do? 2.5, 3 hours. Do the bits we need to look at. Dive out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Max. Yeah.
It was good. It was a good event. We'll get plenty from it.
And I think for me, it's useful because we can. I always want to get to see people that we don't know. I want to get to see things that are relevant to a gym like ours, which, to be honest, outside of chains, independent gyms, I think we're all looking for the same thing, which is things that will help differentiate us, things that make us stand apart from the big chains that are relevant to the membership that we're trying to attract, dependent on what sort of gym you are. So I'm always looking for things that are a bit more innovative, things that will attract more people to the gym, but give them a higher quality experience. And some of that is equipment related, some of that is to do with things like, I don't know, not necessarily CRM, but as in membership kind of management tools and things like that, but things that our members will get value from. Innovative bits of kit is obviously the thing that's front and centre, but also stuff like, kind of the look and feel of the gym. We get quite a lot out of that.
We got our bins from one of the events.
Correct, we did. Yeah, exactly that. I mean, and a lot of these things, we suck them and we see. Are we entirely happy with our bins? And not really, but they are what they are. How excited can you get about bins? But stuff like storage solutions, stuff like, we're always looking for things that will suit our brand but help us stand out. And I think that's sometimes the only way to do that is to go to some of these trade events. And yes, some of them are, we walk in, we walk round, it takes 20 minutes, and we look at each other and go, best we go home then. But this one in particular, I was talking to Jay on the way up and saying what I really want is I want to see a room full of equipment manufacturers that have got their gear there, want to be able to look at it, touch it, feel it. even things that we're not going to buy, spinning stuff, studios, Pilates equipment. If it's full of equipment, because that's the majority of what a gym is about, then it's of interest to me. And we didn't expect it to be like that, and it was.
No, when you turn up to these things and it's 90% CRM providers and finance people, they're shite because everybody's offering the same thing. You've probably already got a version of that. You don't need another one. Yeah, it's just... Are you wearing a fucking Hulk t-shirt, by the way?
I am, yeah. Well, we've just got to be like a Hulk, mate. Look at that. Look at the biceps. Look at that. See, abs, that's what happens when you train biceps, mate. You get biceps like that.
Where?
What do you mean, where? Triceps? I don't know. Where? Cheek.
Oh, wonderful. Fucking wonderful. Oh. Dad,
Okay.
2 seconds, Lauren. I was telling Dad Abs about the line that Mateus come out with the other day about the training MMA, and Dad gave him some advice, and Mateus reminded him that even a broken clock's right twice a day. And what I find hilarious about the Mateus
Didn't say it to
and
my
Abs'
face.
well, yeah, but Mateus and Abs' comment is that Dad comes from a corporate world, as a CEO, and people treaded carefully around him because it's their jobs, and he's been thrust into an environment where nobody treads carefully around him at all. He's fair game, like the rest of us. He's brilliant. Sorry, I thought I'd just add that. Anyway, moving on.
Okay, so that kind of segues a little bit into what does this mean for the back room? Because you left the event, you were very, very excited. Well, the comments before
I'm gonna segue us into something else. So me and Abs have talked about plans for the gym. Me and Dad have talked today about those same plans for the gym, and the thing we got out of it was Gym 80, right? And Gym 80 seemed to do some really good quality, really innovative, really robust kit. But I don't know if they're right.
What are you interested in?
And what I don't want to do. Dad, do you wanna?
Well, in terms of kit,
Yeah.
I think they've got some. I think things like the tricep that we're always the tricep machine that we're always being asked for, that type of thing. That's I like that decent footprint. I think there's some. I kind of like the build of their equipment, as you know. I'm kind of less bothered about the actual equipment itself as long as it's suiting the function that we need, which is, we need a bit more upper body.
Well, this is why I was sort of segueing us off a little bit, because
When you say segue, Jay, do you mean one of them things that you stand on that I'd love to see you stand on and fall off of? Or you should stick in the video a picture of Jay, impose his face on it on a Segway, falling off of it, because I don't think he knows what Segway is at times.
I don't. But so for us gym owners, so Dad sits very much on the gym owner side. He's interested in, can we support it? Will it break? How do we maintain it? All of that important stuff. How robust is it? Blah, blah. Abs, being the opposite end of that, is very much interested in, is it innovative? What's it we say, Abs? Like exotic. The sort of shit that you don't find in any other gym. That offers members huge variety. And I sit in the middle because I have to do both. I think Gym 80 is great, but what I really want to do is take Abs to FIBO in Cologne and go and look at shitloads of equipment, and that's my segue. Lauren?
That's not your segue, because that's like the fourth section. We're only on section 2. You do this all the time.
I'm jigging this around. I'm moving it around.
No, you're not. No, you're not. So they're going to have to wait. That you've teased them a little bit. We're going to get into that in a bit.
Yeah.
We're going back to the back room because you posted pictures of equipment that you were looking at. I want to know whether the pictures that you posted are what you want, and whether Abs, more importantly, is going to be happy with the choices you've made.
Abs, what did I say to you the other day?
The pictures you sent me?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good equipment.
So, well, what did I say to you the other day, Abs, about because this is the thing I think members don't see, is like the up and down and the changing of plans and things like that. I grabbed Ab the other day and I was like, I should have thought, what if we stuck the dumbbells and the benches in the studio, and then it's all machines all the way around. And Abs was like, "Don't fucking do that."
Ooh.
And that was the end of that conversation.
Sticking the dumbbells in the.
When you say benches, do you include like, you obviously mean the adjustable benches, but do you include like the bench press as well?
So you would stick the dumbbells along the wall, the bench is just behind, and then the bench press is behind that. So you create a room for that, and then now the thing is, I played with this idea. Me and Abs went and looked at it. The problem you've got, the racks are the racks. The racks are staying where they are until the end of time itself. They're never moving. So you only leave yourself with the racks to the wall for kit. Now that's a fairly large space, but I question whether it was large enough, and I'm not sure it is. I think that area is kind of purpose built because you need to create a walkway to the leg room, and if you put the amount of back equipment in there that you want to put in there, I think you limit your ability to create that kind of easy walkway through to the leg room. So it's an idea I toyed with, but I'm not sure it works.
I'm glad Abs told you no.
Yeah, me too. Thanks,
Yeah.
Abs. Sensible.
It seems that in studios, I think, like we were saying, Mondays these days, chest day. Everybody do chest on Monday. So imagine how many people would be in the studio, and then someone will complain in the email, "Oh, there's not enough space." We don't have time for that.
Yeah, I think the other reason
Very
is
good point.
where chest and shoulders are going to be. Right next to where chest and shoulders are going to be are the racks, the bench presses, and the dumbbells, which you generally use on chest day. So that area is kind of perfect. So I think what I showed Dad today, which is we've kind of got 8 bits of back equipment in that upper body area already. They can move in. There's probably room to fit another 4 into that room of pieces of back equipment that we can select. And then in the chest and shoulders area is the area where there's real growth, because we've probably got room for another 8 pieces of chest and shoulders equipment. So we'd have a huge selection by the end of that, because I'll be honest with you, until we go and look at stuff, I couldn't even think of another 8 pieces of chest and shoulder equipment that we could go and buy. So there'd be a huge variety. And the question then comes, do we double up on things? But I always feel like that's a waste.
To a certain extent, you might be right, but it depends on the usage of it. It's a bit like you double up on benches, for instance. So flat Olympic benches, you double up on that. I mean, there's an argument to say, would we double up on like incline equipment? The answer is yes, because we've got.
But rather than doubling up, I would like to create variation. So, for example, when we were looking at their Jim 80's craft line, they've got an incline chest press that's different to the incline chest press we have now. So you'd have 2 incline chest presses, but they're a variation of each other.
Yeah.
I prefer that over just going, get me 2 of them. And I'll 2 next to each other.
And if you do that, they do. I mean, Abs knows more about this than anyone, so we should let him talk. But they hit your chest in different ways as well. So.
Look, Abs likes the old hammer strength kind of lean back shoulder press.
Yeah.
Jim 80 do a version of that that's really solid. Really solid.
Is there anything, Abs, that you think we really need to get that? Like, is there anything out there that you've seen or you've like been on previously that you think, oh, we're missing slightly?
To be honest, if you look at the gym, I feel like there's more than enough to make for anyone to come here and make progress. So at this stage, I feel like anything that we get is almost like adding extra on top to give different options to members. Because there's always going to be members that say, oh, I prefer this incline, I prefer this incline, I prefer this one. So it's almost making sure that we have one of each to a point where, like Jay said, by the end of the year, nobody can say nothing because there's absolutely everything that they need. Like back, for example, we have how many back equipment we have? 5, 6?
8.
Yeah. Because nobody can complain about a back workout.
That's just plate loaded as well.
Yeah. That then include the lat pull down, the incline roll as well. So it's just to be able to give so many options that if a new member come and look around, it's like I don't even know where to start. But to make sure the equipment are actually good quality, so not just random nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think as Ab said, we want to get as close as is humanly possible to a position where people go, there's nothing the gym doesn't have, and it's got 3 or 4 bits that I've never seen before. But I also want to make sure those bits are good. So, for example, when we were looking at Gym 80 stuff, there's a behind the neck press, which originally you go, oh, that'd be fucking sick to get one of them because it's so old school and it's been used by big bodybuilders. But at the same time, there's an argument to say it's just a shit piece of kit because who the fuck wants to press behind the neck? There's an argument to say that, but that's honestly where I lean on Abs and go, well, is it shit? What do you think? Because Abs represents the pinnacle. If it's good enough for Abs, it's good enough for any of our members. As simple as that.
That shoulder press, when you sent it to me, I was surprised that it still exists because I haven't done no behind the neck presses in many years. So when you showed that to me and you said Ronnie Coleman used it, I went back to Ronnie Coleman video and that got me excited. But then you're thinking at the same time, is that something that I need? Is it better to get something else instead? So it's like
There's always the argument that if Ronnie Coleman had a better quality in front of the neck shoulder press, would he have fucking used that instead?
Yeah.
And also, is Ronnie Coleman really what you want to look like at 65 years of age? So,
man,
he's a hardly walk.
We only talking about Prime Coleman, not Ronnie Coleman now, man.
Yeah, but that's the point, though, right? Like, why would you if Ronnie Coleman was using that machine and now the guy's busted at the age he's at? Is that really the right thing to be sticking in front of the members? It's just saying there's an argument to be made.
Okay, so we're going to move on. We are going to talk about if members or anyone on our social media had watched the video where both of you were in the car coming back from the event. You alluded at a really cool vending / shop solution type thing. What is it? What can it bring to the members, and what can it bring to the gym?
The vending thing was well cool because it was like the second stand in when we walked in, and we stood in front of it, and it was like, imagine you've had this thing in your head for like a year, but you didn't know it actually existed. You kind of knew it existed, but you didn't know. You'd never really seen it in person before, and we find ourselves stood in front of this vending machine going, that's exactly what we fucking talked about. If only we could do that. And the guy was like, "You're right, gents," because we must have looked starstruck by it. It essentially allows us to operate a shop 24 hours a day without any of us being there. I mean, it's as simple as that. It's at the moment our vending machines are designed to sell sundry items like, pre-workout shots, protein shakes, but essentially pre-made, pre-packaged, single-use supplements, not the big tubs of protein, the tubs of pre-workout. You can't fit them in. Whereas in this, we can, and that's a really cool solution because one of our biggest limitations with the shop is we can't be there when our members are there all the time. When we're open 24 hours, and not all of our members come when we're there, but may still want to buy supplements at a cheaper price, and this gives us the ability to go and do it.
But it's not just supplements, is it? Like, what else is there that you can put in it?
Yeah. Well, this thing was vending. I mean, they had it vending 12-pack of cans of Coke. So multi-packs. I mean, this thing can vend anything. T-shirts, hats. I mean, I've seen the demos of them vending Louis Vuitton handbags in Terminal 5 Heathrow. They got them vending Rolex watches, Breitling watches, stuff like that. This thing can vend anything you like, and it has to be reliable doing that. But also, it's the look and the feel of it, because it's not just about vending product that's inside it. It can also link to a member's ability to be able to order anything it likes from our shop or any of our suppliers and have it direct shipped to their house, just like they would go on Amazon, all from the vending machine. They could even have it shipped to the gym if that's what they wanted, but they could have it all done via the vending machine. We can even have things like upgrading, downgrading memberships if that's what we want it to do, or being able to book PT classes, that type of thing, all from within.
Being able to pre-order Abs' new collection.
Yeah, exactly. We can vend
20-inch display on it.
Yeah, we can vend Abs's t-shirts, multiple sizes. We can pre-order stuff. We could have all of, Abs's stuff in there, the AN Fitness stuff in there, as well as any sizes of kind of protein shakes, big tubs. It can vend anything we like. And for me, it kind of fits the look and the feel of the gym. We haven't been that impressed with the sort of vending that we've had in the past, and it's so much better now. But there's another level which is about having kind of touchless ability for people to self-serve, and I think this really helps, and gives them an experience they wouldn't have anywhere else.
This goes a long way to achieving that kind of true automation that we want, right? Like, we've gotten pretty good where the gym's concerned, people being able to sign up, pay their money, access the gym. There's improvements to come there, which I'm sure we'll talk about in the future. But when it comes to doing business with us, clearly there's a member that's absolutely fuming that they can't get. But,
this always happens when we try and film or do anything. Like, there's always, like, they go, I'm more important.
But this is our reality, isn't it? This is our reality.
Completely.
Yeah, it never stops. But there's an entire part of our business that's difficult to do. I mean, the shop is it was a big question mark in mine and Dad's head of how the hell do we make that fit with the rest of the business? And this answers, not only does it answer that question, it looks like it answers a whole load of other questions as well. So yeah, it's really exciting, and we need to go and have a meeting about it. We're going to set something up for this week. We need to go and sit down with the guys and understand what the reality is of it. But so far so good, and it was worth going just for that, is the truth.
Yeah, exactly.
We can see that there are perks to go into these types of events. So now we're going to talk about upcoming events.
Cheers, face.
Honestly, he's so excited. It's all he's been going on about. Go on then. You are both going where and why?
To Cologne, to FIBO. To the largest fitness event in the world, which we're very, very excited about.
And what have you told me? What have you told me already? As soon as you walked in the front door, you were like, I'm going to FIBO and I'm going to wear AN Fitness the whole time and I'm going to rep it and we're going to do this and we're going to do that.
Yeah, can't wait. That's going to be brilliant. No, look, it's the thing about FIBO is it's more. So you got the Arnold in the UK, right? Which me and Dad have always said is the best fitness trade event in the UK. And why is it the best fitness trade event in the UK? Because it's where our customers are. The problem with things like PerformX and Elevate and things like that is it's full of people talking about what the public want. The great thing about the Arnold is that is a huge demonstration of what the public want, right? Because they're actually there. There's no theory behind it. It's just, and the great thing about the Arnold is it's full of supplement companies. There's equipment companies there. There's clothing and merch sales companies there. There's tons of influencers there. It's just a great sort of celebration of all things kind of our industry. FIBO is that on steroids, ironically. And that I can't wait for that. And the great thing for us as a business is it gives the likes of Gym 80, the likes of Hammer, the likes of Primal, they take all of their kit along to these events. So me and Abs can go along and try out everything. And me and Dad said it today. We have this mentality going into the next round of kit that we buy. We may not buy it all from one place. It'd be ideal if we could, because there's commercial reasons why that would be ideal. But we may not get it all from one place. It might be that me and Abs go, hey, there's 6 bits here from Gym 80. There's a few bits that we can only get Hammer, but they're worth getting. This stuff from Primal and whoever else is there. Spirit, Core, whoever else is knocking about. I know that Nautilus are going to be there. I saw that yesterday. So it's an opportunity for me and Abs to go around, try out loads of stuff and kind of build a list of, right, this is the stuff that we want. So that's really exciting. And Abs has wanted to be going for years as well. Where did you say you wanted to go?
Man, since 2014.
Yeah. So it's wicked. I mean, it's just a really cool thing to go out and do.
Good.
So
It'll be good.
So we're going on the 11th and the 12th of April. So not far away.
And you're going to vlog it, aren't you?
You would love to go, Dad, but you're in the Maldives, so you're hardly slumming it.
No, I'm not slumming it.
No, really, it's me that's slumming it. I'm staying here because of the dog and the baby, and I'm in charge of the gym, which is absolutely terrifying.
Pretty much.
So
Pretty
thanks. Have
much.
fun, boys. Okay, so you've spoken about the Arnold. If for whatever reason there is someone out there that doesn't know what the Arnold is, what is it? Are you guys planning on going to it? And what do you
When
kind
is
of
the
take
Arnold?
from it?
When is the Arnold this year?
Arnold, I don't know dates yet for the Arnold UK. I think still waiting.
Is it even going to be? Is it even going to be called the Arnold this year? Because he throws a hissy fit every now and then and
Yeah.
pulls his name, doesn't he? So yeah, the Arnold's the Arnold's a great event.
So the Arnold in 2024 was in March.
That's what I thought. That's why I was thinking. Like, if it was going to be any time, it would be like any time now. Really, I have had no.
On their Instagram, they've put something like "keep your eyes open" type of post, but I don't know. They do this all the time.
Possibly later this year then, or kind of nearer the summertime or something like that. Yeah, look, if it lines up and we can do it, then we'll always go to the Arnold. If we can. We couldn't last year because we just had a baby.
I think it's July the 20th. I think.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that, but I think it's July the 20th.
I hope it goes ahead because it will be a good thing for like you guys to go to.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other event that we tend to go to is Elevate. What's that like?
Probably
And
not one.
do you-
Probably not one we'd do again.
So I went to Elevate on my own last year, and it was. I wouldn't go again.
No.
That was definitely the event that we went to, and it was like you said earlier, we walked round it within 20 minutes and kind of just stood there like, should we go get some lunch? Because it was just, there was like LEDs, it was where we got the bins, but it was just like a little bit like random, but at the same time not really relevant, and it just kind of felt a bit like, oh, there's only like a couple of people here that actually benefit us.
Yeah.
Elevate's far
Joe's
more
right.
commercial.
Joe's right in what he said earlier about these events. There's kind of almost two types of events really. There's one where you get people who are more engaged in the front end fitness side of things, which is kind of member interaction, and that's generally related to supplements, equipment, that type of thing, or things like spinning bikes and studios and stuff. And then there's the back end, which is CRM, businesses, health and well-being for gym owners and all that stuff. And you go, right, I'm less interested in the latter, more interested in the former. We've got a CRM system. I don't need another one. I wouldn't go to an event to all of a sudden uncover a CRM system. If you need one, you've been looking anyway. You don't need to go to an event for that. Similarly, if you need to go to an event to do health and well-being or a bit of yoga or whatever, well, you're probably at the wrong place. More of a jolly. So for me, FIBO is awesome because all the big manufacturers are going to be there. Hammer Strength will be there, Panata will be there. All the ones that. Yeah, I mean, all the ones that.
Abs, you're desperate to get on a piece of Panata equipment, ain't you?
Oh man, I've heard it's like sitting on the Ferrari. Yeah, I don't know what that's like. So.
It is. I have no idea how long a piece of kit like that would last in our gym, because me and Jay have sat on them a few times. They are incredible bits of kit, no question. There's so many moving parts. I'm not sure how you'd educate people on how to even set them up, let alone kind of the.
I was getting ready this morning, and I was thinking about this podcast tonight, and I was thinking about something that we said in the last one that's not come out yet, about people being very picky over the kit that they use or don't use, and being very opinionated about what good kit is and what bad kit is. And I used the example of Abs preparing for his shows where he won world championships, and brother, you used some right old shit. In fact, I made the point earlier. You get ready for your second show whilst being in lockdown?
Put it in the garden. The Argos plastic weight.
Oh wow.
and one an Arnold pro as well, not an amateur. Like so you go, it can be done. I mean, Sam Sulek, we were just talking about it earlier on, and we were using the difference between him and Mike Israetel. And Mike Israetel is a science-based lifter who's bought himself a £500,000 gym and stuck the best kit in it that money can buy, all science-based. And the guy's he's not got a pro card in 10 years of trying. Sam Sulek's worked out in YMCA's and got it in his first try. Yeah, there'll be an element of genetics, but they're both enhanced athletes, and it just goes to show that the kit only goes so far. I'll often have people in reviews and in messages to us talk about, oh, but this gym, oh, but that gym. And the one thing I would say to our members is, some of these gyms, we were quite surprised, weren't we, Dad? The average independent gym has, 500 to 600 members?
Yeah.
That's the average independent gym in the UK. It has 500 to 600 members. We have way more than that. We get more than that a day in visits. We get more people come into the gym than that in a single day. So we can't. Yeah, it's great. Oh, go and buy a Penata kit. It wouldn't survive. And let's be clear, a bit of kit that's maybe slightly less optimal, that is always in action, is way better than a bit of kit that's like, oh, it's the best ever, but it's out of action for 6 days out of 7. Yeah. So I just wanted to make that point because it was on my mind this morning, and I just thought it's a point worth making. Clearly, it wasn't, because it's fucking enthralled you three. Jesus Christ.
Well, this is going to today anyway, so that's more.
Yeah. Yeah, but Abs, I'll let you into a secret. None of this lot will watch it. But so like, it's up, you know.
What was that?
None of this lot. We spoke about it earlier on. Yeah, but no one was fucking watching the podcast earlier on. We were sitting in the office talking amongst ourselves.
But this is the thing that I have said to you guys, that you both need to just put microphones on and just record your everyday chats, because the amount of times I've sat in the office listening to you guys talking, it's just like, members need to see what you guys are talking about, because it's actually really interesting.
Except for one thing, Lauren, you'd have to cut out all the nonsense that Abs talks about Chelsea, and then all the crap Jay talks about football in general.
I was speaking about them. For a while, and we're not talking about them. So it's Real Madrid all day.
Fully paid up. Yeah, a la Madrid. That's all Abs talks about.
Madrid.
But I use this opportunity in the podcast just to say, so we've got 2 podcasts coming out. We're trying to back a load in nice and early. So we've got one coming out with me and Lauren where we talk about specifically female members and how we're trying to cater the business more, or trying to do more for them. And then we're going to have another one with me and Abs, where me and Abs, because we can't spend the rest of our time on this podcast just talking about things in the gym. We're going to run out of shit to talk about. There'll always be episodes, you know, where we do that. But me and Abs are going to do an episode where we talk about kind of the changing world of bodybuilding and specifically what Sam Sulek's just gone and done. So yeah, there's more.
And what has he gone and done?
He's just got his pro card at his first try, isn't he? Just won the Arnold Amateur.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so we just wanted to and that's an area
with no science.
Zero science-based lifting. Simply half reps and ego. That was all he did it with.
Well, you know all about half reps, Jay, so you'll be able to.
I'm just saying, if Sam can do it, then there's hope for all of us.
Well, there's definitely hope for you with your half reps and your.
Always a pet. Do you know what? You've actually been significantly less of a bell end on this podcast than you have the other ones. I assume Abs has been a positive influence for you.
Well, you've got to respect the fact that there's actually somebody on this podcast that knows what they're doing, yeah, and not only knows what they're doing, has delivered against it as well. There's no question. This is the thing. You and I have talked about this many times, Jay. You know, if there's one thing that we've got that we don't utilise enough, it's Abs and his experience and the things that he brings. I think probably 3/4 of our members probably wouldn't even know the qualification that Abs comes with through the dedication and effort that he's put into it. You know, we've all seen him, you know, when the most amount of reps that he did at one point was the number of slices of pizza he picked up, you know, it kind of did, didn't kind of give the game away too much. But, you know, Abs is somebody that, you know, you don't have to respect people, but you do have to respect their accomplishments. Yeah, and Abs' accomplishments is without question. You know, I respect Abs a lot, not just the accomplishments that he's got, but the way he goes about kind of living his life and the dedication he brings. Even now, I was telling Julie the other day, Abs isn't competing at the moment, but he trains all the time, and his dedication to things like his meal preps and stuff like that, it's just consistent and uncompromising. Until we catch him eating loads and loads of pizza, of course, and then that quickly gets him back on track. But
he has
Abs,
to.
Abs, isn't it true that you are either in the process of or about to start training for something that's
I've been doing it for since January, because Jay does what Jay does. Sprinkle a little IV, look at me for 5 seconds, wait for me to react, and I'm like, oh, I think I'm going to do it. And then Jay's like, I knew it.
Mm-hmm.
So go on,
We're talking about doing the high rocks competition.
Good.
So I've been doing a lot more of like fitness, endurance training on top of keeping the bodybuilding style training. So hopefully I'm still looking for a date. And Jay said he was going to join, so I don't know what.
Jay's building up, mate. Jay is building up a foundation of strength so that he can actually pull the fucking heavy ass sled. No, mate, I'm still fully on board. Look, me and Lauren are just entering March, which for us has been pinpointed as like a bit of an aggressive cut for both of us, just to get that kind of last bit of weight off. And then, mate, yeah, look, I'm all in.
What are you trying to say, Jay? What are you trying to say?
What, about myself?
No, about me. Why are you bringing me into it?
Nothing. Wasn't saying nothing about you. Wasn't saying anything. Lads, help me out here. Fucking hell.
Let's just set the record straight here for a minute. I have been really dialed in with my diet and like what I've been eating for the last like good few months. Jay has been the one that's gone, could do with a snack, and then he trots off down the road. I go, no, I don't need anything. And then he tries to lump me in with him by saying that we're doing this together.
I have a special relationship with a bloke at a corner shop. I really do. Look, Lauren's been dialed in for a while. I've lost weight, there's no doubt about that. So I'm heading in the right direction. But hopefully people will see more of that when we start doing training with my dad.
Yep.
Dad's just getting over his brutal round. So anybody who gets back into the gym will know the first week is pretty brutal. And you've pretty much just done your first week, haven't you, mate? And you're feeling a bit sorry for yourself.
Oh, mate, don't start. My arms are so... everything hurts. They're in a part of my body that don't hurt at the moment.
And you ain't even trained your fucking legs yet, so I don't know how that's possible. But
well, the only thing I've done with my legs is, I've done a reasonable amount of cardio and stuff like that. So I've been doing like a fair bit of cardio work, but no, I've not gone heavy on my legs. That's next. Not looking forward to that.
So next up is events at Phoenix. So we've talked about all the events that we can go to, but there's 2 little events that we have toyed with. First one being a lifting event. What could that be?
Me and Abs really like the idea of doing a Phoenix Classic in the gym. So a Saturday and Sunday event where the gym isn't open, we move all the kit around and we do for example, a powerlifting meet on the Saturday and a bodybuilding show on the Sunday. It's such a nice idea, like in your head, but there is a huge amount of work that would go into that, and it's, I'd want to get vendors involved so that there's a little bit more going on around the event. I would want to be able to put certain things on, like, food and drink for members, by having, suppliers of that sort of thing, similar to the event that me and Abs went to for Ian, when we put him on stage, and so there's a lot that would go into it, but it's a cool idea for the future, and it's something that I definitely think we should keep, one eye on as something that we could go and do down the road. But that would only work if people supported it. So depends on what people want. Man. Yeah, I do too.
I think the strongman thing.
Yeah,
strongman, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a really cool idea. It's something that I want to look more into. I think the members at the moment want us focused on, getting these extra rooms open, getting the bathrooms done. So I think there's other things right now that need our focus. And we're only 4 people. we can't do it all. So I think it's one for the future. I'd love to be able to sit here and say, this summer we're going to do. I doubt it's going to be this summer. I doubt that.
Mm.
I think, like you said, the best thing is to complete the whole gym. Make sure
Yeah,
you're happy with the gym, and then because doing the event would be more fun to organize because you don't have to worry about all the things that you need to do.
yeah, exactly. But then you said there was another event as well, Lauren.
Yeah, so members actually popped the idea up that they wanted to kind of have a social event, um, because we all see it. You have your early morning crew that come in, you've got your people that come in mid morning, you've got your people that come in the evening every single day. No one kind of intermixes within those groups, and we have a massive community. It would be really nice for them to be able to have some kind of like social aspect to it. um so yeah, they've put out there that they would like to have some kind of social event within the gym just to connect everyone.
And this wasn't a few people, right? This was overwhelming. This was loads of
Yeah.
people asking specifically for a social event. And like, again, it's a very traditional thing for like an independent gym to do. And as I said previously, an independent gym has, they're talking hundreds of people. We've got thousands. Because if you planned it, you have to assume several thousand people are going to come, because you can't plan for 200 people and then all of your members show up. Now, obviously, it's highly unlikely that all your members would, but if half of them did, we're still looking at a venue that's over 1,000 people. That's quite tough to go and achieve that. I don't know how we would. I don't know how we'd pull that off. Again, it's something to think about. Has anyone got any immediate ideas of how we would do a social event for our gym?
What is a social event then? What would
So, like
that
an event.
include?
Yeah, I suppose it's a good question, because I don't know. Is the honest answer? I suppose either. I mean, there's an argument to say that the event that we just spoke about is a social event.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a setting, something other than the gym, but it's centered around the gym, and our building could house it somehow, some way. But if it was to be a social event in a more traditional sense, where it's something where we take it outside the gym and we rented somewhere, let's say, and it was a night out or something like that, I don't know. I don't know how the hell we'd ever pull that off. I really
It's
don't.
probably not just even that. I've seen, so we follow a couple of independent gyms that we used to be with, and like I've looked at their events that they kind of do. They have had, I know that they had like a random night where they shut the gym. They weren't open 24 hours, but they shut the gym for an evening and they invited their members along. I think it was like a birthday celebration social type thing. And basically all the members got to have a drink and like chit chat and be around each other. There was music. And they just got to actually come to the gym in normal clothes and not gym clothes. And they just got to talk to each other. But for us to do that, it would be tougher because of our membership like size. We would have so many people. So the only way that I could potentially see us getting around that would be doing something on like a ticketed basis kind of thing, where it's first come first serve. You get to secure your place that you can come to the social event, but then that seems unfair on everyone else. It's tough.
Dad, you got any immediate ideas?
Yeah. What if you did something that was like combined some kind of competition? I'm thinking like a High Roxy type competition mini version, and then a kind of social event like afterwards or in the evening. And what about that venue that's at the corner? What's it called? Palm Beach thingy. That's on the corner of Swansgate, because we could go and speak to the owners down there and get something like that and go, right, we're going to do High Roxy type event, take some kit along, people can compete, and then there's a social afterwards that's all about people getting together and a bit of music and a bit of dancing. Get Debbie on the ones and twos or whatever it is that she's up to these days, and kind of, I don't know, get all our members along rather than drinks, protein shakes.
Yeah, I think, look, it's a good idea, and again, it's something that requires a little bit of thought. And I don't want people to think, the reason we brought it up in this podcast, we don't want people to think they've said it and we've just gone, oh, off not doing that. we'll have your money and piss off. That's not the mindset.
I think it's a good idea.
I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea.
I don't think we could do things like that inside our gym because the physicality of moving stuff is just. I mean, like, what the hell would we do? I mean,
we have physically so much stuff. It needs to be a venue. I think it's something to stick on the list of things that we need to get around to. That list is ever growing. So yeah.
Well, that's everything for this video.
By the way, Swansgate themselves allow us to use some of their facilities. Don't know what they look like though. So I don't know. It's a possibility. I think the key thing for these things is it's got to have a theme and a reason, and then it's got to be properly organised. And it's who's got the time to go and organise it. We should do it though. We should put some effort into it because I know Lauren loves that sort of thing.
Can I tell you about my fun idea that I've got planned?
Go on.
We're going to have an Easter egg hunt at the gym.
What?
Right, within reason. So it's not something where you turn up and there's a start time. Basically, we are going to hide, the mini ones? You know, like you can get like mini cream eggs and stuff like that. You can hide those randomly around the gym. And then as members are training, if they find one, they've got one.
She's mental, mate.
Fucking hell.
I think it's a really cool idea. Imagine, like, you go over to, you go over to the dumbbell and pick up a dumbbell and, oh, look, there's a little treat next to it.
Fucking hell. Checks and balances in our business. Checks and balances for a reason. And, fucking hell. Listen, anyone who watches this, hopefully Easter's already been. Don't get your hopes up. Can't guarantee that's going to fucking happen.
It's happening. It's happening.
Well, you're getting your ass in the gym and fucking managing it then, because if you think that you're going to have bookers deliver a shit ton of fucking cream eggs and get me and silly bollocks in the bottom right hand corner and start dishing them out, then you got another thing fucking coming. I can tell you that for free. But,
I think it'd be a really cool idea, so I'm doing it.
Yeah, fucking hell. So look, really nice to get everybody on, all four of us. It's a slightly shorter one. The last one that we did does not come out yet. It's like an hour and a half long, so good luck with that. As I say, there's two more coming out pretty soon. One with me and Lauren, one with me and Abs. And I think because we want to take a pause from these ones for for just a couple of weeks, just while we get some shit done. And then hopefully me and Dad will be back on with some stuff to actually talk about and update people on, and we'll be a bit further on with things like bathrooms and some of the other changes that we're making around the gym. That'll take us through. So we've got this one. We've got one that's coming out right now in about 20 minutes. We've got this one will come out next Friday. So that's the first week of March. Second week of March will be me and Lauren. Third week of March, me and Abs. And then maybe get one in with Dad just before he buggers off to go and lay on a beach for 2 weeks. So that's kind of how it looks for the next few weeks.
We should be really mean. We should do our live event when you're both in FIBO and your dad's in the Maldives and I'm here. We should just do a live event together.
Right now.
The reality of Phoenix.
Abs is in the gym, you're in the kitchen, and the internet connections are shit enough there, let alone us being in different countries. Like, I'm not sure. I'm not sure it's a great idea. Obviously, look, it'd be really nice if people would leave us. Lauren, it'd be nice if we could set up some sort of feedback system. I know we have a comment section, but it would be nice if we had some sort of poll go up where people go, what do you want us to talk about?
By the way, if my screen goes off, it's because my phone is about to die. I just saved on 1%.
We're finishing up, so it's all good. It's all good. We're finishing up anyway. I'm just rambling on now. It's all good.
He's lying. He's had enough of you.
I know.
Wouldn't blame him.
I just appreciate the 1%.
Oh.
Cool. Okay. Let's call it there then.
Super. Right, we'll see you all in the next one.